Hey, and what's up everybody? My name is Simon and welcome to my trial with Reason Plus. The song is finally finished. In this video, I'm going to break down why I think you should consider Reason Plus in your workflow. I've broken down my creating process from starting the first melody line up until the end of mixing your song. Up until now, there hasn't been that much discussion about my experience with Reason. It's been more about exploring the rack and also the companion. So if you want to hear the final version of the song, please click that link or check it down in the description. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, subscription. I understand that subscription can scare a lot of people, me included. At this point, you may not know if it's worth it, and maybe it won't be. That's equally important. I will, however, talk about my studio for a second, because I've spent my entire life savings in this room. It's probably worth around $50,000. And there's one huge problem. All of them requires time, and most of them requires my 10 fingers. As I've said before, I love having things that inspires me to create. That could be a synthesizer or a plugin bundle. And I have lots of examples where a purchase has become a great deal in the long run. However, that's not the case with everything I've purchased. And probably the worst purchases are the expensive ones. Because when you've invested in something costly, you have to learn it properly so that you can judge it properly, right? And with some gear, that will take you years. Now, in hindsight, there's a lot of gear in this room that I could have just skipped. The only problem though is most of that gear I wasn't able to try before I purchased. So I had to look up reviews and talk to people who had used those products. That's great, but it's not 100% liable. Some people will prefer something different from you, and some reviews are just there to make whoever wrote it some money. So what's the solution then? Well, Reason has a 7-day trial. All I'm trying to say is there's actually options to try it out and see if it's worth it. And that's a lot more than you get from most music sounding software, more than you get from most software sounding software companies. God, that's hard to say. From most music software companies. So what are the features I really like with Reason? First off, here are my top 3 things I really like with the companion. Here's number 1. It is what I would consider the best solution for presets, samples, and inspiring sounds. Being able to quickly navigate new inspiring soundscapes and with a few easy clicks manipulate it down to its finest sample grains is simply put amazing. Number 2, as a beginner, being able to see how a sound has been layered from the start to the final stage is like having a tutorial for each preset. You'll never get that from a basic sample. I also really appreciate the aesthetics of the companion. It's easy to follow along and it's just inspiring. And as my number 3, companion has been updated consistently since I started a few days back, and that kept me really motivated to find new interesting patches for the song. So talking about a few things I hope will be updated in the future is the ability to drag and drop patches straight into the rack. You want to be able to quickly throw in an idea, and I think there's a lot of fun updates coming up on that end. We just have to be a little more patient. Moving on with the rack, I've really reached outside of my own comfort zone, working mainly within the rack to understand its full potential. When you first look at the rack, it can seem somewhat overwhelming, but honestly, it took me about 30 minutes to really understand the browser and sort of navigate how to use the rack. Having the instrument and the effects combined into one rack makes whatever you're hearing easily managed. Keeping your effects and routing sources organized at one place, that was supposed to be like this, keeps you from getting lost in your routing sources from start to the finish line. And whenever you want to modulate, just flip that rack and connect whatever source comes to mind. I use tab for that, by the way. Very, very good trick. Tab. I can talk about the sounds of each instrument, the unique timbres you get from instruments like friction, processed pianos, the radical piano, rytmik, but I think I'll leave that experience up for you to sort of enjoy. I encourage you to at least try the 7 days and really explore what the Rack and Reason Plus can offer. There's a link in the description for the 7-day trial, so if you're interested, just follow the link down below. Finally, let's talk about the song. Whew, I never thought that'd end. That was pretty intense, wasn't it? We've gone through every little step of the way, writing, deciding, producing, playing, creating, whatever. A lot of rhymes there. It's done, finished, and I'm pretty happy with the results. It sounds pretty cool.
I got a selfish love, I can't get enough.
But now to the good part. I want to hear how you would interpret the final production. That's why I'm holding a contest where you have the chance to win 1 year of subscription with Reason Plus totally free. Yes, that's right, totally free. Yes, great deal. So stay tuned for the upcoming multi-tracks of the song and the contest. Has this series given you any new insights on how to write a cool song or any new tricks using the Rack or Companion? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for following this series. I hope to see you all guys real soon. Catch you guys later.